everyone, and welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making baked oatmeal, and it is delicious. I have to say, a lot of people that don't like oatmeal that have tasted this love it. So what I'm going to start out with is 3 cups of oats. It's 2 cups of quick oats and 1 cup of regular oats. I don't have any quick, so I'm going to try it with regular oats. And don't worry, this does not have to be measured perfect at all. Okay, then we're going to add 2 lightly beaten eggs. Now this is great for, especially when it's cold in the winter and you have kids getting ready to get on the bus. I make this up usually a day or 2 ahead of time, and I just put it in the refrigerator, and you can actually cut pieces off, heat it in the microwave, and if they're in a hurry, just put it in a paper towel and let them go out the door. It's really good. It's very healthy. There is sugar in it, but you got to give and take a little bit so the kids will eat something partially healthy, I guess, okay? So then we're going to put in a quarter cup of melted butter. Your oven's going to be preheating at 350 degrees. I'm going to put in 1 small thing of applesauce. It's either a quarter or up to a half a cup of applesauce.
And that's a half a cup.
This is a half a cup, yes it is. I like mine, I like the applesauce in mine. It kind of makes up for the oil. You know how sometimes when you eat something baked that has oil in it, it kind of coats your mouth? This does not do that, okay? So then we're going to do a quarter cup of white sugar, a quarter cup of brown sugar, now leave your brown sugar out because you're going to need another 2 tablespoons for the top of this. And that's optional. You don't have to do that. I just like to do it. Okay, and then you're going to do a teaspoon of vanilla. Now if you don't like vanilla and you like almond, put almond in it. You can make this any way you want to make it. It's really, really versatile. Okay, and then we're going to do a half a teaspoon of salt. Okay. 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Make sure I have everything in there. And a teaspoon of cinnamon. Now what I'm going to say is I like more cinnamon in mine. So you can do whatever you want to do. But I really like mine cinnamon. At this point you could also make pumpkin spice. What are you laughing at?
You grabbed a measuring spoon and then just dumped a container in.
There wasn't much in it. It was empty. But yeah, I mean, like I said, throw whatever you want in. You can do a pumpkin spice. You can do all kinds of flavors with this. Add some nutmeg to it. I like to keep mine simple for breakfast. I'm not a big breakfast eater, so when I can eat something, I don't like a lot of different flavors going on. But I am going to add more cinnamon. Like I said, you add whatever you want. I have the written recipe for you, and then you can just fool around with it, okay? Now, we're going to add 2 cups of milk. You'll probably need more. I usually add a lot more, but I start with 2 cups. What you're looking for is, now remember, this is going to bake for a half hour, okay? So you don't want it really, really dry because it will be too dry when you take it out of the oven. I like mine to be pretty soupy when I put it in because it really does firm up really nice. And I think because I've used all original cookie notes, I think I'm going to add a little bit extra because those do take a little bit more liquid to cook. Okay. this is exactly what I'm looking for. This kind of soupiness. It will definitely firm up, don't worry. So I have an 11 by 7 pan, buttered. I'm not sure if this will all fit in here or not. My other pan is being used. So now what we're going to do is, you can fold in, if you like any kind of fruit. I find the red raspberries taste the best with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold in some berries. Now, you know, you can just make this plain. You could put maple syrup in it. You could put maple syrup on the top when you go to serve it, depending on what your kids like. There is sugar in it, so keep that in mind. And just add as much fruit as you want. I like to pretty much have every bite have fruit in mine, because the raspberries taste delicious in this. So I'm going to add a couple of more handfuls. Okay, now, see, I'm just going to fold these in, get them covered. Can we smell? You know, I'm going to add a little more cinnamon. It just doesn't smell enough for me. Okay. And I like to show you what I do to give you ideas, because I do like things pretty bland usually, but when it comes to cinnamon, I love it. I'm not a big gravy person or anything like that. I really like my food pretty minimal. So now we're going to pour this into our prepared baking dish. Just be careful, don't splash all over. Oh yeah, this is going to fit really nice. Perfect. So I think this is like an 8 by 8. Mine will come out a little thicker because I made it in a deeper dish. Usually I do it in a baking pan.
The 11 by 7.
The 11 by 7. All right, this looks fantastic, you guys. So I'm just going to stick this into my oven at 350 for 30 minutes or until it's firm. One more thing, before you put it in the oven, this is where the brown sugar comes in. It's 2 tablespoons, and you're just going to just put it over the top. Now, like I said, this is optional, you don't have to do it. It just adds a nice little crunch to the top.
A little sweetness.
Little sweetness, yeah.
Unless you're like me and don't need any more sweetness.
Alright, now put it in your oven for 30 minutes. Alright, so here's our finished baked oatmeal. As you can see, it's firm and it's pulling away from the sides. Mine went for about an hour, and I think it's because this is a much deeper casserole than I usually bake in. So I think that had something to do with it, and it depends on how much liquid you're going to add, okay? Now, if you're not going to eat this whole thing, cut it, proportion it out, put it in Ziploc bags, wrap it in saran wrap, put it in a Ziploc bag, and put it in the freezer. And when you need them, just pop them out of the freezer, and they're delicious. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you do you.